going back to our topic for today, mga kababayan, we know that there are a lot of reasons why you are working hard in abroad, and I'm sure this includes you wanting to provide a better future for your kids, your family, so that when the time comes na kailangan na natin umuwi ng Pilipinas or tapos na yung contract natin, ay meron tayong naimpundar, hindi ba? So, or investment that can secure not only our future but also the future of our kids and family. Kaya naman, let's always take advantage of the opportunities on how we can secure our tomorrow, just like our event for today. So sabay-sabay natin alamin paano ba mas mapapadali or may shortcut ba talaga in achieving financial wellness? Ano-ano ba ang mga steps, mga formulas ba po ba ito? I'm sure excited na kayong lahat. Kaya i-ready nyo na ang inyong mga pens and notebooks if you want to take down notes, or perhaps your cell phone if you want to take a screenshot. So again, despite the distance, we are all virtually together, and I'm sure everyone will benefit from all the tips and strategies that our guest speakers will share today. Kaya naman, if you guys are ready, please comment down in our chat box. I'm ready! And so please, paki-comment nga po. Ayan, mukhang ready na nga ang ating mga participants for today. So to officially start our program, allow me to introduce to you our first speaker. Mr. Rex Mendoza is the President and CEO of Ramper Financials, a dynamic player in financial services specializing in investments and one of the biggest distributors of mutual funds in the Philippines. He is the lead independent director of two listed companies, Globe Telecom and Ayala Land Logistics Holdings Corporation, and an independent director of two another listed firms, the National Reinsurance Corporation of the Philippines and Ayala Land Inc. Sir Rex is a member of Brother Bo Sanchez Mastermind Group and is cited by many as one of the best leadership business strategy investments, marketing and sales speakers in the country. He is the author of two books, Trailblazing Success and Firing on All Cylinders, both certified national bestsellers. He is also a fellow with distinction at the Life Management Institute of Atlanta, Georgia, USA, a registered financial planner or RFP, and a four-time member of the $1 Million Roundtable or MDRT for short. Rex was a professional of marketing and computational finance at the De La Salle University Graduate School of Business. Ladies and gentlemen, let's all give a warm welcome to Mr. Rex Mendoza. Hi, Sir Rex.
Hi, everyone. It's an honor and a privilege for me to be here, to be given this opportunity to have this day with you. And that's the reason why I'd really want to make it an enlightening and interesting learning experience. And I'll proceed with that and probably be better off if I get to share you my slides. Always start it with the right perspective. Investments will always be a behavioral issue and never a technical issue. That's the reason why I want to go back to a year of disappointments in 2020. Di ba, marami sa ating mga OFWs nahirapan, nawala ng trabaho, nakatang sweldo. So syempre, hindi masyadong maganda ang taong 2020 for many of us. However, for a lot of people, it's a different story. 2020 was a year of realizations. It was a year of personal and professional growth. Marami ang nag-umpisa ng maliliit na negosyo, marami ang nagkaroon ng sideline, side hustle, ika nga, and they become very successful with it. So, how do we differentiate these two types of people? Siguro, mas maganda pong tanong, alin kayo dun sa dalawang klaseng taong ganon? Okay? So, we differentiate it in plain and simple terms. It's a matter of choice. It's the power of choice. We can never control our circumstances, but we will always control our responses. Kung ano man ang nangyayari, hindi masyadong magiging impactful ang mga yan sa ating mga buhay if we don't allow them to affect us in a certain way. And that's the reason why we have to choose. And this is what I'm going to be telling you. The data that I've collected thus far proves this point. Lahat ng tao nagsasabi dati, ang OFW remittances, magdadrop yan. You know, because of COVID, the entire global economy is on a slowdown. So maraming mawawalan ng trabaho, maraming uuwi sa Pilipinas, remittances will plunge by 20%. That's the prediction. And true enough, in March, April, it really dropped. by exactly that, 20%. However, is that the drop for the whole year? Alam niyo po, nakakatuwa. Didn't even take 2 years. It didn't even take a year and a half. After that drop was a full recovery. Do you know how much remittances was down for 2020? It was down less than 1%. So ano ibig sabihin? Kumita pa rin ng mga Pilipino, nagawa nila ng paraan, and they were able to somehow bring back money to their loved ones, to our country, with a little bit of a sacrifice only. So, depende pala sa tao yan. And that's the reason why in my discussion of investing, it's always a function of perspective. The power behind what we think and how we behave. Kasi ang totoo, responsibilidad natin yan. It is not the responsibility of government. It's not the responsibility of our employers. It's the responsibility of each and every one of us. Yung ating financial security, financial stability at capability, sagot natin yan. We have to be accountable. Kaya po nakakalungkot because in 2020 and up till today, some people are still in the midst of a suffering because they haven't really adjusted well. Dito po nakikita yung kulang ang preparasyon, yung hindi handa. Kumita, sumweldo, pero walang naitabi. And as I've said, we have to be accountable for this. But the point is this, it is never late or never too late for a change. Kailangan pong baguhin natin ang sistemang yan, tingnan natin kung paano natin mai-improve ang ating financial journey because we cannot take time back. We can always connect the dots moving forward, sabi nga ni Steve Jobs. So, kailangan isipin na natin ngayon, what do we do? How do we implement a strategy and a plan or a program to make the future much, much better than our past? Kasi po, ano man ang mangyari, may pandemya man, may kalamidad man, hindi po excuse lahat ng yan eh. Alam niyo ba, yung mga pangarap natin, tuloy yan. The quest to achieve goals and fulfill our dreams continues. Hindi naman po ibig sabihin nagkaroon ng kalamidad, hindi na tayo magpapaaral ng anak. Or nagka-pandemya, hindi na tayo magre-retire. We still want to be able to do that at the right time. Di ba? Gusto pa rin natin magkanegosyo, di kailangan natin ng kapital. So, kailangan po matupad din yan. So, whatever is happening out there is never going to be an excuse, or it's never going to be the world will have to always contend with. We have to get to control our own world. If you'd really want to have that house for your family, the home, the reward of our real effort, blood, sweat, and tears, those things have to happen. At ang sinasabi ko nga po, nasa nagpaplano yan, nasa gumagawa yan. In which case, let me tell you that all of these goals have to be on the table. That's the problem with many OFWs po eh. Nagkakalimutan. Kasi nung nagkaroon tayo ng trabaho abroad, when we were leaving the country for the first time, klarong-klaro yung mga dreams na yan. Klarong-klaro yung mga dreams na yan. Tapos unti-unti po, nakapag-adjust tayo dun sa laki ng kita, abay parang nabuhay na tayo na dito lang tayo sa Pilipinas nagtatrabaho. Nawala ngayon yung ating real sense of achievement. Kasi po, we got into the quagmire of enjoying life and changing our lifestyle because we earned more money. Yan po ang issue natin dito ngayon. So, isipin nyo, kahit anong mangyari, coming home will be one of your biggest and foremost objectives. Kasi kung makikita nyo ha, all of you OFWs around the world, kukunti lang naman talaga ang bansa dito where you might even have to say, I will settle here or I will move my entire family here. For most of the OFWs, you are in places where you don't want to be with forever. You'd want to come home to the love, care, and attention of your family, of your loved ones. And that's the reason why, alam niyo po ang firm dito at alam niyo ang kailangan strictly adhered to ay ito, na ang pagtatrabaho natin ay limitado. There has to be a very, very firm, committed time when we're going to be doing this. And unlike people who work in the Philippines, dapat po ma-share to tayo, kailan tayo maghahangap ng gloves natin because we want to be with our loved ones. So one of the first and foremost goals, to come home. And that's the important thing, imagining the amount of time you'll have to spend doing the work that you're doing today. Pero sabi ko nga, we all get tempted to do certain wrong things. Number one, we miss out on goals and plans. Diba? Yung una, may mga pangarap tayo, pero ang nangyayari, hindi naman talaga nakaset. Kaya nga po sabi ko sa maraming kaibigan kong FW, bago kayo maging komportable, you have to write down all of those goals and plans. And you have to make sure when matutupad. Itong bagay na to, kailan matutupad yan. Itong bagay na to, kailan ko matatapos yan. Kasi po, para itong bucket list. Pag nagawa mo na, makakauwi na tayo. Pero pag hindi mo pa nagagawa, magkakaroon tayo ng problema. Ngayon, kung walang listahan, paano mangyayari yan? Minsan, dinadaan na lang natin and we leave it to chance. Second, lifestyles get ahead of income. Let's face it, you earn more money working in a different country. But earning more money comes with a responsibility. Kasi nga limited time kayo eh. So kailangan yung kinikita mong malaki, hindi mo dapat dinagasta. Dahil dadating ang panahon, uuwi ka, dapat may naitabi ka para hindi ka na kailangan bumalik dyan. Hindi ba yun ang dapat na kailangan maging puntirya nating lahat? Tapos yung iba, because naging komportable nga sa kita, then they rely on debt. They go into deficit spending. Nangungutang pa sila. Bakit? May papasok naman kasing kita eh. May papasok na sweldo. So, pagdating ng sahod, makakabayad. So, naging recourse na natin yung tinatawag na lifestyle of debt as well. Tapos, sabayan mo pa yan ng walang contingency. Absence of contingency plans and coverages. So, lagi pong may nangyayaring aberya, nangyayaring aksidente, may nangyayaring mga, bagay sa pamilya where we need to cough out money. Mga emergencies. So pag nangyari ang mga yan, tas wala ka na itabi, ano nangyayari? Either uutang ka o magbebenta ka ng kakaunting na impundar mo. So there has to be an amount of money set aside so that you don't get jolted. So that you will always be firm on your track. Kasi it's a matter of being secure that no matter what happens out there, that you have something to cover your back. Next, inadequate preparation for retirement and integration. And sometimes we begin to enjoy what we do. So pag uwi natin, ang concept, bakasyon lang. Babalik ulit tayo abroad for the continuance of what we do, the job that we all began to love. Pero di ba dapat? Alam natin bago tayo umalis, 15 years ko lang gagawin ito ha. At the most 20 years ko lang gagawin na. Kung pwede nga 10 years ko lang gawin ito eh. Pero nagkakalimutan po pag ganun. So ang nangyayari, hindi na tayo nagkakaroon ng konsepto ng retirement. Ano na lang ang hihinto sa atin? Maaring pag nagkasakit tayo, maaring pag wala nang tumanggap dahil nagkaedad na tayo, or maaring wala nang kumuha sa atin. So, ganun ba dapat kailangan? Or do you really retire and quit from all of this in your own terms? Yun po ang tanong eh. Kayo ba nagdidikta kung kailan mangyayari yun? Or mangyayari yun dahil hindi na natin kaya? Malaki pong diferensya yung dalawang bagay na yan. And lastly, dahil hindi nga marunong sa kanyang financial well-being, hindi marunong sa personal finance, ano nangyayari? Nai-scam pa. Many of us don't study our financial life. It is very important. Alam niyo po, sinasuggest ko sa marami, manood kayo, ang daming vlog dyan sa YouTube. Ako nga po, meron di ba? Ramper Financials. You can learn and it's so free. It is so free. Papanoorin nyo lang in your spare time kaysa naman po lagi tayong nanonood ng mga entertainment lang dapat pinapanood natin yung may natututunan tayo. And because of natututo tayo, we can grow and we can do better for our future. Now, ano po ang nangyayari sa maraming tao pag hindi nila napaplano ang kanilang sarili? Diba? Imagine niyo to, napakagandang tanong nito eh. You know, imagine this for me. The first day you got your pay. Yung unang dating nyo sa bansang yan, unang buwan yung nagtrabaho, unang buwan yung sumahod. Imagine, kailan yun? Imagine niyo kailan yun? Yung unang tumanggap kayo ng pera. From that time to today, isipin nyo ito. Magkanong pera na ang dumaan sa kamay nyo? Magkanong pera na ang dumaan sa kamay nyo? Di ba ang laki na? Mula no sa unang araw na yun hanggang ngayon, ang laki na niyan. Ngayon ang tanong ko, nasan yun? Nasan lahat yun? Nakapagpundar ba tayo? Parang, asa na sila? Hindi ba? Alam niyo tatapatin ko kayo for many of us, yan ang nangyayari. Paranormal activity. Di ba? Mga hindi maipaliwanag na pangyayari sa pera mo. Abi, nagmumulto na sila. Hindi ba? Yun nga pong mga tinatawag na Christmas bonus, hindi na nakakarating ng Pasko eh. Nobyembre pa lang, alaala na sila. So dito natin makikita na ang problema, hindi yung ekonomiya eh. Ang problema, hindi yung sahod eh. Nung maliliit yan sahod mo, kumakasya eh. Kung kailan lumaki, saka hindi nagkasya. Bakit ganun? Alam niyo kung bakit? Dahil walang sweldong nagkasya sa taong mahilig gumasta. Wala naman talaga magkakasya eh. Ako, may mga kaibigan ako, 6-figure salary, meron ngang 7-figure salary. Milyon na salary, pero ang hilig kung ano-ano mga branded na suot. Di ba? Ang daming kotse, ang daming asawa. Yung isang asawa lang, ang hirap na eh. Pinadami mo pa. So, may problema tayo. In that case, walang matitira. So, what should we be doing? We should be investing. We should be investing. We should start having an emergency fund para kung may mangyari mang aberya sa pamilya, sa kamag-anakan, sa magulang, sa asawa, sa anak. Meron tayong nakatabi for that. Hindi tayo mapipilitang mag-unload ng ating ipupundar na investment or ng itataya sa mga merkado. Lahat yun for growth. Ang emergency, sagot ng emergency fund. Ang investment, pampalago para dadating ang panahon, makauwi ka at meron kang pera at naipunta na ari-arian na magiging gabay mo at magiging solution mo sa kailangan mong kitain for your old age. Di ba dapat ganun? So now, when we say that, ano ngayon ang mga investments natin? Napakarami po eh. And I won't have the chance to probably discuss all of that here. But all I can tell you is this. Of all the investment instruments that the rich people go to, dito nyo makikita, 90% of millionaires nagiging milyonaryo daw dahil sa real estate. 90%. Abe, isipin nyo na lang sa Pilipinas. Di ba? Lahat ng kakilala nyong mayaman, di ba? Maraming lupain, maraming bahay at lupa at kondo. Yung iba nga, sitting pretty dahil may mga paupahang bahay, sahod na lang ng sahod pagdating ng katapusan ng buwan. Hindi na sila halos nagtatrabaho dahil yung mga ari-arian nila ang nagbibigay sa kanila ng kinakailangan nilang panggasta. So, real estate should be one of the best things to deal with here. And to prove that point, I can tell you, at one of the most opportune times when real estate properties like in this pandemic have gone down in terms of prices, have gone down in terms of deals, you can have a very popular person who's number one in the world for investing, who's known for investing in stocks and marketable securities, saying that to buy a home right now will be the best opportunity of your lifetime. It is the right time now. Whenever real estate is in a situation like this, when there is a crisis, that is the time to pounce. That is the time to take an opportunity, because real estate, compared to all the other investments, give you certain benefits, certain advantages that you cannot find in many of your other alternatives. Now, I'm not saying that it's bad to invest in stocks, mutual funds, bonds, UITFs, insurance, businesses. These are great investments. I'm not saying they're wrong. Pero alam nyo, in many ways, for people like you who are OFWs, who are earning on a monthly basis, alam nyo, talagang tapat na tapat. One of the best options for you guys, one of the best alternatives will really be real estate. And that comes through a lot of reasons. Many, many reasons. Why real property is the investment to fulfill dreams? Number one, cash flow and passive income. Hindi ba? Ang lagi nating dream for the future, nagtatrabaho tayo ngayon, sana makapagpundar tayo, makapag-invest tayo para pag-uwi natin, yung naipundar at na-invest natin, yun ang panggagalingan ng ating income. So hindi na natin kailangan magtrabaho, may nagtatrabaho for us. That is real estate for you. While nagtatrabaho ka, naguhulog ka for an asset, dadating ang panahon, yung asset na yun, may ibabalik na sa'yo, di ba? Pwede mo siyang mapaupa. Di ba? Or, kung ginamit mo man yung property at nilagay mo ang pamilya mo doon, eh di ba dati nangungupahan ka, di ba? So even your cash flow is improved kasi imbis na may outflow ka, nawalan ka ng outflow dahil ikaw na may-ari ng bahay. Ngayon, kung yan naman, pinaupa mo, abay nagkaroon ka naman ng inflow. So cash flows are very important because either one, it accords you to weed out your expense or gives you the opportunity to earn money. But it's not only that. Alam nyo, itong kakaiba sa real estate. In many other investment instruments, pag nagbibigay ng cash flow, itaga nyo sa bato. Walang masyadong capital appreciation yan. Any investment in the natural world, pag nagbibigay ng cash flow, ang capital appreciation, very low. But real estate is not like that. The price appreciation on top of the cash flow is good. It's good. Why? Because there is such a thing as natural appreciation. Law of supply and demand po ito, di ba? Maraming tao, ang lupa, hindi naman dumadami. So ano nangyayari? There is a natural push for prices to go up. At hindi lang po natural, meron ding force appreciation. Kung kayo naman ang nagpaayos ng unit, pinaganda nyo, naglagay kayo ng konting kasangkapan, may konting interior design, or pinaganda nyo yung pintura sa labas nung nabili nyo. Di ba? Natural appreciation lang ba yun? Hindi. Force appreciation yun dahil yung nilagay nyong direct effort and investment, nagpaganda din dun sa value ng property. So you can do it naturally or you can do it through your own effort. Next, it's a tangible security. Let me tell you this because this is very, very important today. This is very, very important. Kasi the world, all the countries now, because of this pandemic, are throwing liquidities on their markets. Stimulus. Kaya po sigurado ang inflation na aakyat. Money supply is at astronomically high levels. At ang kalaban ng inflation, hard asset. Kailangan ang pantapat mo sa inflation kung gusto mong mamayagpag ang value sa iyong investment ay hard asset. So in times of runaway inflation, hard assets like real estate hold value because they're tangible. Finite ang inventory kasi, di ba? Pag nabili mo ang isang lupa or isang condo unit, hindi na nauulit yun. They will have to construct new. They will have to find other sources of land. Kasi yung finite resource na yon is only one. It's unique when you buy it. Can you imagine? How kayo, bumili kayo ng insurance kahapon. Pwede kong bilhin yung same insurance na yun eh. Parehong-pareho. Pero sa real estate, hindi. Pag binili mo na yung unit na yon, hindi ko na yun pwedeng bilhin. Unless ayoko yun bibilhin. And that's the reason why finite inventory works to increase value. The other thing is replacement cost. Kung bibili ka ng unit ng isang kondo at dumaan ng 1 o 2 taon, ang tanong ko ito, mabibili mo pa ba yung bakal? yung semento at yung glass para sa mga bintana at the same prices as you did 2 years ago? Hindi na po, hindi ba? Sigurado ka in 2 years, 3 years, tumaas na yon, including the cost of labor to build that building. So yung replacement cost, siguradong tataas. And for the people who know how to manage their real estate, nagkakaroon pa ho ng tax benefits. Dahil yung ginastos nila sa real estate, na i-deduct pa yan sa taxes. So if you're going to be looking at all that, financially, solid ang real estate as an investment. But I'm not done yet. When you move it to the real high-level finance, yung tinatawag na use of leverage, malaking bagay din po yan. Unlike in your stocks, you buy stocks, you buy at a certain price. They grow at a certain rate, that's your income. Sa real estate po iba eh. May leverage. Di ba? Pag bumili ka naman ngayon, hindi mo naman binili yung buong unit eh. Uhulog-hulugan mo, di ba? And because of the deals that you see today, yung mga down payment at yung mga babayaran, napakababa eh for the first 2 years. So, isipin nyo to ha, pag ang binayaran nyo, less than 20% for 2 years for that property. Tapos yung property, tumaas lang ng 10%. 10%. 50% ang kita nyo eh. That's the power of leverage eh. Nakuha nyo ba yun? Kasi kung yung unit, let's say, 5 million, in 20%, 2 years, ang nabayaran mo palang 1 million eh. Eh umakyat yung property from 5 million, naging 6 million. O diba, 1 million ang kinita mo. Eh 1 million pa lang ang nababayaran mo. Hindi ibig sabihin, dumoble na ang pera mo. That's the power of leverage. Hindi mo nibigay yung buong puhunan dahil hinuhulog-hulugan mo pa lang siya. Many people don't understand that and that's the reason why the rich get richer in real estate. Kasi nakakalat yung pera nila. Hindi naman lahat yun kinash eh. Yung iba doon hulugan. So ibig sabihin, kumikita sila sa utang para dun sa property. Tayo, if we borrow to use the money elsewhere, not for an investment, the interest goes against us. Kakaibang kakaiba. And that is the reason why the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. Unfortunately, that's the truth. Pangalawa, access to funding and refinancing. Ang ginagawa ng iba, abay malapit na ako matapos magbayad. Iuutang sa bangko, yung makukuhang proceeds, ibibili na naman ng bagong property. Guys, this is one thing that I can tell you, why the rich are rich. Pagulong. Kung alam nyo yung terminology yung ginagamit ko sa Tagalog, pagulong eh. They refinance it and they use the capital again to get another asset. So by the time we get our first asset, they probably would have had 5 or 6. Abay, kailangan po matuto din tayo. I am not saying the rich get richer and the poor get poorer because of exploitation. No, I'm saying the rich get richer because they know what to do. It's high time we begin knowing what to do. And because real estate is a very unique investment, it is the only investment where you get these other benefits. Enjoyment, feeling of accomplishment, legacy for generations. Real estate lang an investment na dream by itself. Let me repeat that. Real estate is the only investment that is a dream by itself. Kasi hindi naman kayo bumibili ng stocks dahil pangarap nyo magka-stocks eh. Bumibili kayo ng stocks para kumita kayo. Para matupad nyo yung pangarap nyo to be a little more, well-to-do in the future. But it's not the stocks, it's the value of the stocks. Real estate iba eh. Real estate by itself is the dream. And that's the reason why sometimes when we begin to enjoy it, use it, gives us a feeling of accomplishment. It's very different. And lastly, real estate yung talagang pwede mong ipamana sa mga anak mo. Kaya ang mayayaman, ulitin ko, ang pinakamayayaman sa Paris, sa Italy, even dito sa Pilipinas. Di ba? Kaya sila mayayaman. Yung pamilya nila, ini-inherit ang mga real estate na yan from generation to generation. And that's why their wealth is constant. They own the best pieces of real estate and they pass it on through their generations. And that's the reason why their generations don't have to work too hard because they've passed on the real value. the value of earning money from something of inherent huge appreciation opportunities moving forward. But not all real estate are the same. You will have to trust the best, and the best of the very best is Ayala Land. Isipin nyo na lang, ilang industrial estates, ilang growth estates, 12,000 hectares na land bank, 57 growth centers, lahat ng brand ng property. See, this is the most respected, the largest, and the brand that has the real track record. And we're talking about Amaya today. Amaya that's within our reach. Malapit sa lahat. May dating. Di ba? Dekalidad ang gawa. Napakadali to be able to own one. And alam na alam mo, pag meron kang Amaya, paangat na buhay mo. Alam mo yan. Nararamdaman mo yan. I am so sure the other speakers will give you a real closer glimpse to this than me because they've experienced it. But let me tell you, real appreciation, real investing is holistic. Hindi lang po pera-pera ito. The feeling of fulfillment is going to be very different. Not all properties are the same. We have to go for the real brand, the strong brands. Magka-pandemya man, magka-kalamidad man, these are the brands that do well in our country. Track record, over time, magkano nang na-appreciate ng mga yan? Hindi nga po makapaniwala yung iba. Alam nyo ba yung Forbes Park? Nung nilaunch yan, 88 pesos per square meter. 88 pesos. Ngayon, magkano na? 400,000 pesos per square meter. This is a track record that is matched by almost no one. Access to growth centers and infrastructure. That will link you up to the future where your dreams come true. But there's a pandemic. It's worrisome. Do we have to wait for things to recover? I don't think so. That's the biggest mistake we can do. As we speak, kahit po may new surge ng COVID, alam naman natin, matter of time, matatapos yan, di ba? It too will come to pass. And the vaccines are already here. Little by little, we know there's a bit of a delay. I agree. But eventually, matatapos yan. Matatapos yan. In the meantime, our economic fundamentals are good. Build, build, build is still here. 248 kilometers of roads, bridges, subways, trains. All of that will be forthcoming. So what happens when they're all here? Iba na presyo ng lupa. Iba ng presyo ng units, ng kondo. Maghihintay ba tayo ng ganun? Next, ang dami pang ginagawa ng gobyerno, create, feast. May mga bagong batas to also push recovery and growth. When that happens, all of these deals might be off the table. Let me tell you, sa mga pandemya pong ganito, sa mga kalamidad na ganito, sa krisis na ganito, ang daming magagandang offers. Ang daming magagandang deals na kailangan we should take advantage of. Very important that we get there today. Never ever let a good crisis go to waste. Ako po, tatapatin ko kayo. I've done well in my career. I've done well in my investing. But the best times where I earn the most money is when I come off a crisis. Like many who succeeded before me, they took advantage of crisis to put themselves in the best position to earn, to grow for the achievement and fulfillment of their dreams for their family and loved ones. Because that's the tail end of it, right? That's the real objective. Alam niyo po, we do things not for ourselves. We do things for the people we love. And if we anchor everything that we do sa kapakanan nila, sa kabutihan nila, gagawin natin ang tama. It's high time we do it and we act on it. Ito po paulit-ulit kong sinasabi. Learning and education without execution is mere entertainment. Sana po may natutunan kayo. But on top of that, I hope you will act. You will begin to act and contact that person who invited you to this webinar. Contact that person who is giving you the chance to get enlightened and to get exposed to this opportunity and act on it. With that, I wish you all the very best. I hope you and all of your loved ones are going to be safe, well, and healthy. God bless always.